a huckster here. Past 2 or 3 hours I've been I don't know what happened to me. I was sitting here, all of a sudden something came over me. Struggled not to pass out. Figured I needed to go somewhere to be around somebody. When I got up, I kept falling to my left, and it was a struggle going down the hallway to the living room. And I made it outside, and when there wasn't any walls or anything to hold to, I just fell. And I crawled to my truck and got up and was able to grab a limb and help myself to the fence that runs along my neighbor's yard, and I held on to his fence. Finally got to his door, and he spent a couple hours with me, and I got to feeling better, and I walked to my sister's house, which is half a block. Hung around down there for a while. But during this time, it made me think of Christians here on YouTube that are young and healthy. They haven't realized their mortality. Now I know when I was young I could say, sure, I know I'm going to die someday. But there's a big difference between saying something like that and actually realizing that you could die at any moment, or having the feeling that you could. There's a Christian on YouTube right now that has left Christianity because of some of the doctrines of Christianity, mainly the doctrine of hell. She lost a close friend that evidently was a non-believer, and she just can't handle the idea of her friend being tortured for eternity in a hell. Now, this Christian was a big believer in hell just a year or so ago. She made videos about Dio arriving in hell when he died, and Dennis Hopper, and she was just big on hell until she realizes how horrible that doctrine is. When I realized how horrible that doctrine is, I still had my health. I wasn't a young man, like in my 20s or 30s. I had been taught hell all my life. But I remember praying to God, please show me the truth. The truth about hell, the truth about Satan, the truth about the last days. And I began to meet people online that were very knowledgeable about these subjects. From them I got ideas of where to look, where to study, and it just progressed from there. And now when I hear people talk about hell, I realize how foolish I was at one time for believing what I was taught, that this hell actually exists. Once you start really doing a study of it, you realize the Bible does not teach hell. Christians will say your body is immortal, and your soul will leave your body at death and have to live on somewhere. God says He created Adam from the dust of the earth, and He breathed into his nostrils the breath, the nephesh of life, the soul, the breath of life. All living animals have this breath of life. We do not have immortality. My Bible tells me that immortality is a gift for diligently seeking truth and understanding through Jesus Christ. It's not something we're born with. I've heard one Christian say God told her that at death your soul lived on and had to go somewhere. God is not going to tell you what is not in His Word. You know, translations, like the King James Bible, uses 3 different words, translates 3 different words into the word hell. Those words were never meant to mean hell. They meant the grave or Gehenna. Never a punishment in the afterlife. But I hope and believe that these Christians who push hell so strongly, when they finally realize death could overtake them at any moment, they will stop teaching this horrible doctrine that makes unbelievers out of so many people, frightens children, causes grown people to go insane. How many news reports have we heard or read about somebody either killed or tried to kill their children to save them from the fate of hell? It's an evil doctrine. And when I hear Christians pretty much say that if you don't believe in hell, then you're a fake Christian. Don't listen to these people. I urge you to check these people out strongly. I've heard some of these people say some of the most wicked things and then cover it up later. They act as though they have a direct line with God, and God tells them things that are not in the Scriptures. You can read translations that can make you believe anything. When the King James Bible was written, they burnt witches at the stake. Shortly before that, they burnt Christians at the stake if they did not believe exactly the way they did. This was the 1600s. Today we have much better translations, much better explanations of what the word Hades means. Talked to a man today, and as soon as I said Hades, he said, "Oh, that's hell." I said, Hades is the Greek equivalent to the Hebrew Sheol, which meant grave. The King James writers made it into hell in many places in the Bible, and in some places they left it as grave. How can one word, the same word, have so many different meanings? As far from the original meaning of that word as you can get. In the Old Testament, there is no concept of a hell, of a eternal torture in the afterlife. This is men's thinking. Please pray for me for my health. hopefully I'll get over this, whatever came upon me tonight. I'm trying to do some paintings for some people in Australia. I need to get these paintings done so I can pay my bills. These people are good to me. Pray for my help to be able to accomplish what I need to finish these paintings, pay my bills. And remember, God's wrath or anger only lasts for a moment, but His love and forgiveness last forever. Explain to me how hell can fit into that teaching. It can't. You have to throw it out. Peace, love, justice, understanding, music, and friends.